now doing for Canine Contour. We're Group 3, and we're called the Tech Consultants Incorporated. Our groups consist of Farrell, Bill, myself, and the first slide we have is the logical design, and that basically is just letting you know like what we were able to connect for the company itself. Our proposal, we wanted to make sure that we had network hardware, enterprise level. We had a internet connectivity. We wanted to use a UTM as our firewall and threat protection. We were going to have 3 different connectivities for their wireless. We were going to have one for the employees, the guests, as well as for our phone, the VoIP. And for those, we have different SSIDs for those. And you can see below the authentication methods. And here's a graphic for you so you can get a better understanding. So if we have, bringing your own device, BYOD, sorry. And we have the connectivity at the top. We have the wired connectivity and the remote SAS services that we're going to be providing. So we're going to use their CRM. Basically everything, all of the different services we'll use is going to be through the cloud and stuff like that. So we have our web cells, production, their email, cloud-based wireless controllers. Everything will be hosted on there so they could always remote to it, whether they're in the office, home, on their phones and such like that. And below we have the SSID and the networks that you can look through, and you can see the different categories that we have for the employees, visitors, and as well as our phones. Our physical design is going to be our network closet, and we have under there the servers and the network services that we will be providing. The server, we're going to be utilizing our strong passwords, complex passwords that will change every 90 days. The services are Active Directory, domain name service, dynamic host control protocol, file transfer. The network wiring will be done as well. We're going to make sure that every desk or cubicle will be wired correctly, and we have the closet that we're going to have centralized, and the connections that will be used will be terminated by Panda Cat 6 rated terminations. And for the workstations, all of the workstations are going to have a voice IP phone as well as a workstation grade uninterruptible power system. And for the sales support and admin, they're going to get their own laptop and network notebook laptop, and they're going to have a docking station. The designers will be using Apple. And in the warehouse, they'll have their own all-in-one system that will be more routed for them so they can send out and package and stuff like that over there. So their systems will be a little bit different from the designers, but they will also have an all-in-one desktop. All right, and this is Bill's turn.
Bill, you're muted.
Let me unmute. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So, yeah, we're gonna. So I want to go. Basically, this is a layout of the offices. Every office will have a network connection or a network drop back to home to a single wiring closet. We're going to be using CommScope cabling. CommScope cabling comes with in combination with the Panduit, comes with a 10-year warranty guarantee for technology upgrades. If it cannot do 10 gigabit, when 10 gigabit becomes available to the desktop, they'll replace the whole infrastructure. We would just have to pay for labor. They'll provide all the materials. All right, so and so we go back to the next slide. All right, so each one of the offices, well, the main offices is going to have a conference grade. These are additional peripherals. Conference grade, Polycom phone. Printers will be installed. There'll be 3 printers, 1 in the main office and 2 out in the warehouse to support production. And we just and then we'll have a television monitor in the conference room for presentations. And what we did for the applications is we're going with a SaaS model, and reason why, there's two reasons why we did this. One is to reduce the upfront capital because software can be very expensive, especially for the applications that they were wanting to install. So this allows them to, number one, reduce capital, and number two, start business sooner and thus producing revenue. What we're going to have is a productivity suite. Is going to be covered by Microsoft. We're going to utilize their offering, their SaaS offering, and which includes a voice over IP support, and also it also ties back into the PSTN network. It also provides Skype support. The other SAIS offerings are the standard CRM software we're going to be utilizing. We're going to be doing production control with another SaaS offering, and then we're going to be doing accounting through another SaaS offering. So let's go ahead and go on to the next slide. Oh yeah, and then I didn't forget to mention the Apple machines will have a specialized software installed with them. The wireless, we basically have 3 SSIDs. They're going to be totally secure and maintained. We're going to be using WPA Enterprise. We're going to be using the Radius server that's provided with the Microsoft server that's going to be deployed at the site. That Radius will authenticate everybody back to their Active Directory credentials, and then that way they can get onto the network and wireless securely. Guests will be offered also a SSID, and then we'll also have voice on its own separate SSID. That makes sure we can ensure the quality of service required. We did do a site survey, and we came up that we would be able to cover the whole clinic, or the whole area, not clinic. I work at a hospital, so I'm sorry about that. We're the whole area with 4 access points and with multiple frequencies as laid out here. The Wi-Fi security and network access, like I said, is Radius, so we're good. And also our model allows us for people to bring in their BYOD devices, and they can utilize those on the guest network. Next slide. All right, security. Security is always a question, and definitely needs to be addressed. K9 Courtier is utilizing a lot of different electronic mediums. They're going to be doing EDI exchange. They're going to be taking credit cards. So ultimately, they'll probably become in PCI audit requirements that will be done. The main thing we wanted to do is try to keep them out of that. So that's the reason we went with the SaaS model. Our strategy is to reduce exposure and then protect what's left. So SaaS gets us the main network out of the PCI audit requirements, because we will not be keeping any data that has to do with credit cards on the main network. And also make sure that all the customer data is stored offsite in secure locations, because we've chosen the top of the line, SaaS offerings to make sure of that. Workstations will be highly protected. They're going to be first protected by the firewall, and then internally they'll be protected using the Fortinet security suite. Hard drives will be encrypted, and there'll be limited software installed. So if we have to rebuild the machines because of infection with malware, which always seems to happen, they can be restored, I call it ground zero restore. Data storage offsite at box.com. It's totally encrypted. We set the keys. And then the firewall, as I mentioned before, it's a Fortinet technology, UTM device, and will be, basically it's one of the top of line firewall offerings right now. Next slide. All right.
Okay. Well, that's my section. For the financial analysis, we're going to have 2 different kind of costs. So we're going to have recurring costs and one-time cost. And the reason why we divided the amount of how much money our client would have to pay is because we wanted to maximize productivity and efficiency, and try to minimize the startup cost. So for the one-time cost, it covers all the equipment, all the installation services, and the multi-year warranty, which is not renewable. Okay, the total amount for the one-time cost is $151,325.26. So that one-time cost, it's only paid once, and it covers all the equipment and installation services. Then we have the recurring costs. The recurring costs are based on monthly and annual terms, and they cover basically all the software and any maintenance that we would have to take care of in the future. So the annual recurring cost per month is going to be around $1,338, and it's going to be the same amount per year. We also have the total annual as well, which is going to be $18,126. Okay, can you go to the next slide, please? We are basically, for the simplicity, for the design, for the management concerns, we can just download the standard updates for Windows and for Apple software updates, as well as for the firewall devices. So the firewall devices, I mean, when we have to maintain those devices, we can just download the regular updates for those devices. We don't have to look anywhere else. For us doing maintenance for our clients, we are going to be doing that on a regular basis. Okay, and for the first 6 months, we're going to provide a whole package for the first 6 months, and it's going to be called ongoing maintenance. It's going to be a regular maintenance for a whole 6 months period. We're going to be providing 12 site visits to our clients' company, building, and facilities as well. And every time we go over there to provide maintenance, every maintenance is going to last for at least 4 hours, and it's going to be over 6 months, total time period of 6 months. And we're doing this so that we can ensure our client that we are not just leaving them out there without any support. We have to support them all the way, and we have to provide them with high quality of support all the way, so that they can always depend on us later down the road in the future if something happens and they need help with something to be done. When we go and do maintenance for our clients, we always have to maintain our current systems that we included from the start in our network proposal. Okay, any work that we would have to do outside of this agreement, I mean, we might have to change the charges and how much we're gonna charge our client for any extra services that we haven't agreed on from the beginning. Something else as well, we are going to be using a tool that helps us with performing a high quality maintenance for our client, and that tool is gonna it's called the engineers tool, which is called which is sold by SolarWinds. And SolarWinds is a high quality provider of network monitoring tools. We decided to use this tool because this tool is very efficient in monitoring a lot of different things, and it has a lot of data recording capabilities that we can use in our maintenance over the long term. So it can help us like record data. It can help us keep fixing problems currently and in the future, and it will help us as well help our client minimize their maintenance costs, because if we get to have problems that we have never encountered before and we don't have any data to help us solve those problems, that means that the client would have to spend more money on research, and it will have to cost them more money for doing that. All right, Dorothy, can you go to the next slide, please? So in conclusion, we at Tech Consultants Incorporated, we strive to provide the high quality workmanship for our clients, okay? And providing high state-of-the-art devices and capabilities is one way that we ensure our client to have the best service out there. We feel that we add value in our work, and we add value in the products and the services that we provide for our clients. we bring our attention to our work and to our clients all the time, not just after we sell them our services. We always try to keep in touch with our client, make sure that they are happy with what they have, and make sure that we keep them happy by providing support over the long term. So we wanted to summarize the developer, what we are going to be including in our network proposal. Okay, for the hardware, we're including 13 workstations. Okay, those 13 workstations for our client will include 6 notebook computers, 5 desktop all-in-all computers, and one of which will be configured as a shipping station for FedEx and UPS, and 2 Apple workstations as well. Those are the hardware, the main hardware that's going to be used for our clients' facilities. Then we have extra hardware as well that's going to be used, like printers. We are going to have to include 2 printers, which is going to be accessible by all the workstations, 12 voice over IP phones as well, 1 Microsoft server configured to support the needs of our client, and network equipment. Okay, we're going to have 1 Fortinet firewall and 1 Fortinet switch as well. Okay, Dorothy, can you please switch to the next slide? For the software, we're going to have a Fortinet antivirus suite as well. For the and we are also going to include configuration and maintenance by our tech consultant team. We're going to be configuring all the hardware and software that we're going to be implementing for our client to provide workstations to meet the needs for each employee position at Canine Courtier. For the SaaS involvement, tech consultants from our company will help in assisting in the negotiations with each of the SaaS providers to obtain a fair and reasonable rate for their services. And our tech consultants will also install software on each of the workstations as required by each of the SaaS vendors. Okay. We're also going to provide training. Training is going to be provided by consultants from our company. And we're going to provide 2 days of training periods that can be broken down into 4-hour segments. This training can be provided during the deployment or sometime in the 6 months period of support following the acceptance of our network proposal. Any unused training at the end of the support period will be lost, but we can always try to figure something out if there's no agreement, takes place. For support, there's going to be 6 months of ongoing support, like I outlined before. And I would like to thank all of you for this opportunity to make us present our proposal. And I really hope that you guys will have the best choice of choosing us to help you with building and implementing your network. Dorothy, can you switch to the next slide, please? Any questions?